Yeah, I did.
Okay.
The later riding trails.
6:01, it is time to begin our service. As I've heard, you guys have seen that their little ones creeping and crawling in and around the sanctuary of the synagogue. So Rabbi and I will be switching spots. There we go. Rabbi and I will be switching spots towards the end of the service. So since we have that started as dinner, they do their piece of it in the school wing, and then around 1:45, Rabbi will come in, share her Devar Torah with you all, and then I'll bring the kids back and we'll do a fun little Adon Olam at the end, okay? Or Yigdal, whatever we decide to do. So, that being said, I took my quacho to a guitar shop this morning, and they said that the ends of the guitar where the neck is and at the base are starting to lean in. So it's true, I'm going to have it repaired, but I am going to get a new one after all. I thought, well, let me just see. But yeah, so as beautifully as we did last week, where everyone was singing and shaking and using their beautiful voices, we're going to do the same thing, and you'll just have to help me. That's really all it is. Okay? Here we go. We're on page 5. Let's start with Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Officially begin our Kabbalat Shabbat service on page 11, if I'm being more specific, with Lechuna Ranana. So in this version of Lechuna Ranana that we've been adding the last couple of months, there is a drum solo. So really get those egg shakers a moving. Ridley, you have a choice of a percussion instrument in the corner. Ready to go. Here we go. Hi guys, welcome Delson. Here we go. Lechuna Ranana Ladonai Nariya Letzori Shainu. Lechuna Ranana Ladonai Nariya Letzori Shainu. Nekalofana Betoda Izmiro Nariya Nariya Lo Lesalofana Betoda Izmiro Nariya Nariya Lo. Get ready, Lechuna Ranana Adonai. Lechuna Ranana Ladonai. La 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 So we join on the next page at the triangle as we conclude this psalm and head into the next page, Rashir Ladonai Shir Chadash. Page 12 first. Arba'im shana aku bedor va'omar antoei levavem vehem lo yadu
דרכי, אשר נשבעתי באפי, אם יבואון אל מנוחתי. Page 13. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la. Success with this last week, so I want to hold on to it. But my big one, my Camry, my big one, it's underneath my podium in the sanctuary if you want. You're welcome to. In the sanctuary, huh? You're right, yeah. So I know he likes it. Okay. All right. Whoever is singing harmony, by the way, is beautiful. So keep it up. Keep it up. It sounds lovely. I'm loving it. Okay. So we're going to turn now to page 20. Which leads us into the triangle of Romemu. Page 20. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishachavu lehar kodsho. There you go, Larry. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishachavu lehar kodsho. Yes, very nice. So let's turn now to page 23. We've reached the Psalms that bring us towards Shabbat. We are here welcoming our Sabbath bride, our queen, as we welcome Shabbat within our sacred space. So Lechadra, page 23, the first two verses, page 24, the middle verse, and page 25, the last two verses. Okay. Lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, bene bene shabbat likra lecha dodi, likra likra kala, bene bene shabbat likra la la la, lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, bene bene shabbat likra la, lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, bene Shamor v'zachor b'tibor echad, v'shmi'anu el ha'megafat, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'Hashem motifarach elichi la 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 lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, p'nei p'nei shabbat nekabela, lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, p'nei p'nei לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כהם מכל הברכה, בראש מקרב נסוכה, סוף מעשה ממחשבה תחילה לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני middle of page 24. Hitoreri, Hiva Orefu Miori, Uri, Shitaberi, Kefar Adonai, Allah Hayiknig la lecha lecha dodi, lecha lecha kala, pene pene shabon nekabela, lecha lecha dodi, lecha lecha kala, pene pene shabon nekabela. 25. Yaminu smoti feroti, yet Adonai tarifi, al yarish meparti, venismecha venahagi la 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 lecha lecha dodi, lecha lecha kala, pene pene shabon nekabela, lecha lecha dodi, lecha lecha kala, pene pene shabon nekabela. Oh, Shalom ateret bala, Gam besimcha ola, Tov lemonei asegula, Bawicha la 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 Pene pene shabbat nekabela, lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene shabbat nekabela la la, lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene shabbat nekabela, lecha lecha dodi, likra likra kala, pene pene shabbat nekabela. Beautiful. Very nice, everyone. So I know there was some confusion. Do we sit? Do we keep standing? You can sit. It's perfectly fine. But the rabbi, since most people stand, likes to invite people to sit afterwards. But it's okay to sit however you're comfortable. Just wanted to put that out there. Okay. So what'd you say, Suzanne? Okay. Don't share secrets unless you want to share with the class. Oh, okay. Got it. I'm just teasing. All right, my friends. So the book, we are now at Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, the Psalm for Shabbat on page 27. But before we go into that, we're going to read this in English both on 27 and 28. But before we do that, go ahead and look around. Say hello to your neighbors. Say Shabbat Shalom. Well, say you're welcome. Just greet our neighbors as you're coming. All right. All right, my dear friends, let's continue in the 27 together responsibly. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and sing your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. Together. You gladden me with your deeds, Adonai, and I shall sing of your handiwork. Though the arrogant do not understand, the fool does not comprehend this. The wicked flourish like grass, and every evildoer blossoms, only to be destroyed forever. But you, Adonai, are exalted for all time. Following page on the left. Surely your enemies, Adonai, surely your enemies will perish. All who commit evil will be scattered. As my enemies gather against me, my gaze remains steady, for my ears listen and hear. In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming, Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw. So we'll go to this Hebrew side of page 28 at the red triangle. Let's join together for Tzadik Katamar. Tzadik Katamar Yifrach Keres Balamanon Yizkeh Shetulim Beheveit Adonai Lechatzrot Eloheinu Yavtichu Oyanuvu Beseva Teshanim Verananim Yiyu Lehaki Ki Yashar Adonai Tori Velo Friends, we are now transitioning between Kabbalah, receiving Shabbat, and then the service for Shabbat at night. Page 39a, we rise together for the Baruch Hu. Beth and Haley, can I invite you both to begin the art for us? שערים וביפונה משנה עיתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור. So we got a little fun tune that we did for the South American melody composers that is perfect to end this part of the prayer. Oh, my Miriam, oh, maybe Lila, oh, my dear Ben Yehomu Lila, Adonai Tzevot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam, Tabinim Lo Chaleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Oh, my Miriam, oh, maybe Lila, oh, my dear Ben Yehomu Lila, Adonai Tzevot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam, Tabinim Lo Chaleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Turn to page 40 for Ahavat Olam, which leads us into the Shema and the Ve'ahavta. We begin together. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Hamachavta Torah Mitzvot Chukim U'Mishpatim Otanu Limadta Al Ken Adonai Eloheinu Meshocheinu U'Chomeinu Nasiach B'Chokecha V'Nismach B'Divrei Toratecha O Mitzvotecha Le'olam Va'ed. V'Hem Chayenu V'Yorech Yameinu V'Yorech Yameinu U'Vahem Negeh Yomam V'Layla Yomam V'Layla V'Ahavatecha Tasir Mimenu Le'olamim Baruch Atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meyotecha ve'hayu adavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinanta levanecha ve'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'mlachtecha v'derech u'shochbecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. Continue on page 42 individually. Last 4 lines at the bottom. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, amen. So we continue on the next page. באמונה כל זבחים עליכם. Continue our prayers on page 44 at the top triangle. That'll lead us together singing Mi Chamocha. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל כענו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו עולם. חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גא ישראל. Top of page 445, Hashkivenu. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Hashkivenu. שלומך ושגרין לצטווה מלחנך ואשים ומשמח ובינה בידינו ושמרתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. We rise together as we join in for V'shamru, page 46. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'toratam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Beautiful. You may be seated. Chati Kaddish, we continue, which will lead us into the individual prayers of the Amidah. And I'll share those pages with you. But first, Yitzkada, Yitzkada, Shemer Rabbah, V'yaman tiverach yidotei, v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayech odom yom echad, u'chayedecho bet Yisrael, b'gala, b'gala, u'b'zman karev, v'yimru, Amen. Yehi Shemer Rabbah mevarach, le'ala kol amei Amaya, Yibarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yithalal shemen kodashah v'richu le'ela min kol berchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata Damiran me'alma ve'imru Amen. So we continue with the prayers of the Amidah, pages 47 through 52, individually with your language of choice. As we conclude our own personal blessings, please continue if you have not finished. But we'll conclude this portion of the service with Osa Shalom, middle of the page or bottom of the page, 52. Osa Shalom Bimroma, Oyase Shalom Aleinu. Ose Shalom Bimroma, Oyase Shalom Aleinu. Ose Shalom Bimroma, Oyase Shalom Aleinu. Yase Shalom, Yase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'yakol Yisrael. Yase Shalom, Yase Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'yakol Yisrael. We continue together as we rise for Kiddush. We turn to page 55. If I can invite two volunteers to help us pass out wine and grape juice, I would be delighted and appreciated. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Denise. And it is our custom that we come close together so that we can join in on Kiddush. So once you get your drink of choice, or if you decide not to, come join me a little bit closer here over by the table. Okay, so Mimi and the blonde hair and the black shirt are not. No, fine, please. Anyone else care for a juice? Everyone's got their juice and or wine? Okay. There's plenty of wine, Mimi. Okay, good. All right, friends, let's join together. Let's very loud. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hakafem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shabbat kodesho v'ahava u'bratzon hinchilanu zikaro le'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom techila le'mikra'ei kodesh zechel yetziat mitzrayim ki banu bacharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים. If you have any plastic cups, we can put them on, or Mimi will come around and grab them, whatever you decide. You can put them on the table or around Mimi. My friends, I don't need to tell you, but rise once more. We're open the heart for Elena. Yes. And Chanel is going to help us open the heart. Ladies on page 56. Well, Matt, if you wouldn't mind just checking in. Okay. So normally this would be the time we're switching, but it sounds like the little ones are having a lot of fun. So we're going to continue moving. I want to be mindful of our friends here who are here to say Kaddish as well. So over this past week, And on this Shabbat, we remember our beloved members of our family and our friends. And during this past week, Yartzeips observed are Dorothy Shear, David Pollock, dear Uncle to Bernie and Mimi. It says Miriam here, and every time I see it, I'm like, who's that? Who is that? Ruth Duchin Gitlin, Ruth Goldstein, Richard Greenspan, Hyman Halpern, Florence Petrushansky, Jewel Satinsky, Annette Blumenthal, Florence Bauman, Mildred Lazar, Bessie Levin, Max Zaroff, Walter Korn, dear Father Scott, Janice Lichtenstein, Leonard Gordon, Hyman Gruberg, Helen Halpern, Rose Leibovic, Isidore Rubin, Theodore Selznick, Brenda Schwartz, Theodore Schnelznick, dear Father to Arlene, Brenda Schwartz, Fanny Vinikov, David Gordon, Aaron Jaffe, Saul Nierenberg, Morris Nisman, our dear Cantor Paul Freimark, whose yahrzeit was Thursday night, Israel Dorman, Bennett Zienfeld, Gloria Gerson, Joseph Spivak, Ann B. Cohen, and Ruth Delson, dear Mother to Gary. Are there any other yahrzeits tonight we'd like to name? I also want to mention during the period of Shloshim, we honor and extend our condolences on the passing of Linda Gladsky Wood, who is the sister-in-law of Idell Wood. For all of us who are here for Kaddish, we rise together, page 58. Yitzgada v'yitzkadash shemei rabbah v'yamad yivarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayachon uvyomechon uvchaye techol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv yimru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam ul almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasem v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'rechu v'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yalma v'yimeru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May each of their memories be for a blessing. You have something to say? No. So Rabbi is here with us now, and I'd like to turn it over to her for her devar.
Thank you, Cantor. Enjoy the talk service. Shabbat Shalom. How's it going? Okay. It's pajama day at Tat Shabbat. So if anyone was curious what's going on, and our interim education director, Leo Furman, is here with us for Tat Shabbat as well. So if you see someone in a really awesome rainbow onesie, that's him. Please say hello. We're so lucky to have him with us. But I'm here to offer just a few thoughts this evening. So this week's Torah portion, this is a big one. This week we read Parshat Shemot. We begin the Exodus story. And it is packed. There is so much plot in this 1 week's parsha. It's hard to realize how much really gets into one parsha. But there's a moment that I want to lift up that I think in some ways really represents part of what this parsha is about. When Moses is living in the palace, right? He's adopted by Pharaoh's daughter. He's living in the palace as an Egyptian. There's a moment where the texts tell us Moses grew up. And then he went out and he went among his people his fellows, his brothers, and he saw how terribly the Egyptians were treating the Israelites. Some of the commentators come along and they say, well, the text says that he grew up. Why does it bother to tell us that? Is this simply a function of the plot? We should understand Moses was a baby in the last story. Now he's a grown-up and that's to move the plot forward? Or is there something else going on here? And they make the suggestion that when the text says he grew up, well, the very rest of the verse explains what it means that he grew up. Because he grew up and he noticed what was going on. He noticed the terrible things that the Egyptians, his people, or so he thought, were doing to the Israelites. And not only did he see that, but he identified not with his family, Pharaoh, not with the Egyptians who he was raised to be a part of. He identified with his brothers, the Israelites, who he saw as his brothers. And I think that this week's Parsha opens with suffering. And it tells us that God heard that suffering. And this story is a reminder to us of the importance of noticing, the importance of identifying with suffering, and the importance of speaking up or of finding a way towards action. And that true maturity, true growth comes when we're actually able to notice the other, to notice them in their suffering, and to realize that actually they may not be the other at all, that we may have more in common than we think. Shabbat Shalom. For more on that, come back tomorrow. We'll be continuing to explore that theme of Parshat Shemot. All right, I understand we are at the conclusion of our service. Nice work, everyone. Really, it went fast today. So we're going to move on to our announcements. And I'm going to start by inviting Mindy Rockhour for a special announcement today.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm very pajama-y tonight, so don't usually come to services like this, but that's okay. Just promoting our event, we are very excited. The Amy Rockhour Foundation is sponsoring Jean Meltzer. She is phenomenal. I heard her speak a few years ago at Hadassah event. Through Zoom. I was so impressed. I didn't even realize she's my age. I just found out actually this week that she and my husband have the same exact birthday. So that's like, there's like all these things like connected. I feel like nothing's like, doesn't happen by accident. But I encourage you to come, even if you haven't read her books. Her story is just phenomenal. She has had chronic illness. She's overcome that. And she's been, she's got her own company called Jewish Joy where they do these boxes that they send out every month. And she's doing a convention in March called Jewish Joy Con in Fort Lauderdale, and getting Jewish writers and comedians and celebrities and all sorts of people for this like 3-day conference. So it's really amazing. So you guys can register at ohev.org. It's right on the front page as it's an upcoming event. So hope to see you guys there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mindy. All right, announcements. Come back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. We'll have a lovely service back here in the chapel. It will be a joyful time. And we have a few events that are coming up. Please take a look at the announcements here. Please buy your tickets for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It should be a wonderful play. And also, we have a really special program coming up on February 20th, Shabbat in the Home. We're going to be celebrating Shabbat with each other in our homes. So please sign up either to host or as a guest. So we're going to be making matches together, families celebrating Shabbat together. we're going to be providing a bag with some challah, some grape juice, a few things, and hopefully it will be a really special, joyful time to spend some time with our Ohev friends and family, and perhaps even to get to know folks who we might not otherwise have spent much time with. I'd like to thank again Mara Starr is our young family Friday night meal coordinator. So you'll see her here with her kids later today if they make it in before we finish. And I just want to thank her for coordinating. Thank you again to Leo Furman, our new interim education director. And I think that's it. So I'm not sure, I think our timing was a little bit off, but we'll conclude our service with Yigdal. So, all right, we are on page 62. All right. Yigdal Elohim chai ve'yishtabach nimtza v'yenet al metziuto echad v'yen yachid ke'ichudo na'lam v'gam en sof le'achduto en lo nimutaguf ve'eno guf lo naroch en lo kedushato kadmon l'chol davar Rishon v'en reshit l'reshit Tohino Adon Olam v'chol notar Yoreg gedulato malchuto Shafar nevuato netano Olam she'tzeh gedulato v'tifarto Mokam Yisrael k'moshot Navim avit et munato Torah temet natan li'amoel Al yad nevio neman Beito lo yachal Yisrael Velo yamir dato Ve'olamim zulato Tofev yodea Setarenu Mabit sof davar Mekad mato Gomel ish chesed kemifalo Noten rachara kerishato Yishlach k'ketz yamim Meshichenu Liftod mechat keket Yeshuato Metim yachayel Verochato Baruch Adayad Shem Tehilato Metim Chayel Berochato Baruch Adayad Shem Tehilato. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Erev Tov. Shabbat Shalom. We can sing Shalom Hashrash. All right, if we can, let's wait a moment then. Okay, yeah? Let's not do Shabbat Shalom yet. Okay. Can we, one second. Sorry. All right. Okay, welcome. Leo, do you want to just say a quick hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we just finished.
Awesome.
For our final song.
Wait, for the viewing audience, here's me in my full glory. I did overdress. I'm kind of disappointed that I'm the only one. I was promised a pajama party, and if this is the clothes you sleep in, then you gotta check again. So, my name is Leo. Nice to meet you all. I'm the new interim education director, which means you'll see me around the school a lot and hang out with the kids a lot. Let's be honest here, they're a lot more interesting than the adults. And I'm excited to be with you. I'm excited to be in the community. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm around. I will not feel free to answer all of them. It depends, okay? Just be reasonable. Okay, be reasonable. But I'm Israeli. I'll share. And just Shabbat Shalom. I'm excited.
Shabbat Shalom. All right, we have a custom here. We have a custom. We all stand together. Let's do
I know, right? And I'm tall, I can reach the shell.
Yes, that's good.
Oh, I'm so hot. Every time I do these things, I get...
I know. That's the other problem.
I have clothes under this, don't forget.